I 3D printed 90% of my desk setup. I'm just kidding, that's not even close to true, especially if you consider weight as the way you're measuring the percentages. It's like maybe 5% plastic because that desk is really heavy. But what I'm not lying about today is the fact that I'm going to show you 15 prints for your desk or office. We got everything from really practical, useful prints to some prints more on the decorative side, but they go in your office so they count for the video. Now you might be thinking 15 prints, that's a lot. You normally do 10 prints in your video, and you're right. But today I wanted to try something different and show you more prints and less of me talking for each print. There's also multiple prints that do the same thing in this video, just in different ways, or they're quicker to print out, or they have some different features. I just wanted to give you options. Let me know if you like that idea in the comments. Speaking of comments, this is definitely one of my most requested videos behind car prints, and I'm a man of the people, so car prints has already been released. This is my number 2 most requested video. So go leave a comment of what you want to see in a future video, and then maybe subscribe so that you don't miss that video that you recommended, right? That would just be a shame if you missed it because you didn't subscribe. Of course, all of the links to the files and the original creators are going to be in that description down below, so go check them out, give them all the love, and then come back here. Given that there are 15 prints in this video, it's going to be a little bit quicker for each print, so let's just get started and stop wasting time, why don't we? Let's start off with some cable management prints. I can tell it's a little lacking. Up first, we have the under desk cable holder, which is simply just a clamp type situation that goes on the bottom of your desk and lets all of the cables running underneath your desk to run through it. That's literally it. It's just a simple print that keeps your cables off of the ground and on the bottom of your desk. It even comes with its own 3D printed screw, which is pretty cool. You can actually fit a lot of cables through this thing. In fact, I had to go get some extra cables just to throw them through here for this video so you could see how much you could really hold. I'm just not naturally running with that kind of hardware on my desk where I need to hold that many cables, but I'm so glad that the option is there if the need arises in the future. Once you manage and route your cables underneath your desk, you need a way to keep them clean as they're coming up to the top of your desk, right? Exactly, that's where this open desk cable management organizer comes in. This print slips on the back or the side of your desk and gives the cables a place to stay out of the way organized. The 2 main features for this print that make it stand out to me is its ability to fit on almost any desk, but not only that, it has a clamping feature, so it'll fit on any desk you need and it'll fit securely because of that clamp. The second feature that really stands out to me with this print is its open design. You might see that as a negative or not fully understand it at first, but when you really think about it, it's smart. And it's smart because you can take out or add cables whenever you want without having to remove the clamp from your desk. So as soon as you're done charging your keyboard or charging your Apple mouse upside down with that terrible design, you don't have to leave the cable on your desk. You can easily just slip the cable out of this print and store it somewhere. Like maybe store it in your Gridfinity cable storage center? Just me? You guys don't all have a Gridfinity cable storage center? That's weird. I thought everybody did. That's all the cable management prints I have for you in today's video. I wanted to keep it exciting and switch around a lot. But if cable management is something that you are interested in, there's a really cool project called Underwear, yes I know, that deserves a full video in itself going over everything. So if that's something you're interested in, let me know. Up next, we have the laptop stand dual use. What is the dual use, you might be asking? Well, you can use this as a laptop stand by actually storing your laptop in it when you're not using it and keeping it vertical and out of the way, not taking up your desk space. Or if you're using your laptop as a second monitor, or your laptop just gets hot really easily, you can flip this print over and set your laptop on this print, leaving it at an angle so it's easier to see and easier to type on, but also increasing the airflow drastically so that it won't overheat as much, those big fans won't kick on, so it won't be as loud in your office. It's just overall the best laptop stand by far that I could find. And trust me, I looked through a lot of them and neither of them had a dual feature like this. It also looks really nice with that honeycomb finish. If we're talking about laptop stands, it only makes sense that we'd talk about phone stands. So let's talk about the Tsunami Riser. If you watch my August must print video, this is going to look very similar to because it is the sister print to the Tsunami headphone holder. This phone stand features the very same, very elegant, very modern looking design as the headphone stand, but it allows you to hold your phone instead of your headphones. Another feature that made the Tsunami phone holder stand out from all the others is that it keeps your phone off the desk. It's actually elevated quite a bit, which keeps your phone at the perfect viewing angle where you don't have to look down and hurt your neck after a long period of time. I don't know about you, I may not be that old, but I will take any chance I get to not hurt my neck more than it already hurts when I wake up in the morning. I printed this out of a nice dark green from Sunlu, however, you can see from the headphone stand that that brown color also looks amazing. The only downside to this print is that it takes 5.4 hours of your time and quite a bit of filament. If you're on a budget or a time constraint, straight and you need a phone stand, we can check out something that's a little bit easier on the wallet in terms of filament and also easier on the clock in terms of time. This next print is very simply named phone stand. You're never gonna guess what it does. Yes, it actually holds your phone and it prints in less than 1 hour. This one also has a very clean, very modern look to it, and it's also very easy to hide or store on a desk if you don't want to use it all the time. The final phone stand in the video is the phone beanbag. I had to include this one because it was pretty trendy a while ago, and also I'm using it right now to hold up my phone, which is also functioning as a remote for my camera. Just a little behind the scenes for you. This print does exactly what the last two prints do. It holds your phone in a horizontal or a vertical format. It just looks pretty interesting because it looks like it's all soft and cozy, but really it's a 3D printed hard print. Unless you print it out of TPU, of course, then it's going to have a little bit of squish to it, but it's still not going to be soft like you'd expect a beanbag to be. I was a little bit worried that this print wouldn't be able to hold up my phone considering it's a little bit bigger than most phones, but as you can see, it has zero problems holding it up at all. Even with a pretty chunky case, it still fits in this print, even in the vertical orientation, which is cool. If you like what you're seeing so far, then maybe just rotate your phone, click that subscribe button, and then rotate back and keep watching. You know what I mean? Or don't. It's up to you. Okay, now we have a place to hold our laptop, we have a place to hold our phone, we need a place to hold our headphones. That's obviously the next step. So let's check out the headphone holder modern design. This is a nice two-tone, however it doesn't have to be two-tone if you don't have an AMS. Quick, under 1.5 hour print that holds your headphones. Much like the cable organizer, there are multiple different sizes for this print depending on the thickness of your desk. So go grab yourself a caliber, measure out the thickness of your desk, come back here, check the description, figure out what size you need, and go and print it out. Also, like the other print, there's a lot of leeway in the sizes because it has that same screw design, so it's going to lock into any desk you want it to. There's not much to say about this print, it just slides on the side of your desk, screws it in, and gives you a hook to throw your headphones on. An honorable mention that is not exactly making the cut in this video is the Tsunami headphone holder, and the only reason it's not making the cut is because I featured it in the August must print video, and I'm not the kind of guy to reuse content like that. But if you're interested, here's a Tsunami headphone holder if you want to keep your headphones on top of your desk instead of on the side of your desk and look good while you're doing it. Next, let's talk about some prints that are going to save you a trip to the store or an order from Amazon. This is the paperclip. This is a very fast print, less than 15 minutes to give you a single paperclip. Or if you need multiple, there are variations of 25, 50, and 75 count prints on this profile. Is this cheaper in filament than actually buying real paperclips? I'm not sure, I didn't do the math on it, but I do know that 15 minutes is a whole lot quicker than it would take me and a lot of other people to go to the store, buy paper clips, and drive back. And it functions just as a regular paperclip does. My only recommendation with this print is to not use it on anything too important and then leave it in the car because you're going to come back to just a filament mess all over your important legal documents, and you don't need to do that. Maybe use a stapler or a real paperclip if you're dealing with important legal documents and not just some little 3D prints. Alright, I know these desk prints aren't really going to get outside much, so you don't need to print them in some crazy filament, but let's say you do need to print things that need a little bit more heat resistance. You need to print in ABS or ASA, but you don't have a printer that can currently do that? Maybe you should check out the Anycubic Cobra S1 combo. This is a fully enclosed 3D printer with their own multi-material system that also has some pretty sweet features. What sweet features stand out to me with this printer is, first of all, the lock on the multi-material system, which quite simply lets you lock your multi-material system with just a little swipe so that your filament can't run away. Now, why would I need to lock this kind of thing? Because it has built-in active drying. You can set the temperature that you want this thing to dry the filament at, you can set the duration that you want it to dry at, and when you go to select a print to print out, it has an option if you want the filament to dry while it's printing or to start drying after it's done printing. But these features are all useless if this thing can't print, and luckily it can, and I mean, just look at this benchy. If you're interested in checking out the Anycubic Cobra S1 combo, of course you know that link is going to be in the description. I also heard that they might be doing some giveaways coming up, so just keep an eye out for that as well. The next print made me say, oh wow, I never thought you could 3D print something like that, and that's because it's a paper hole punch, fully 3D printed, and print in place. Yes, it actually works. It might not work through 25 sheets of paper, but if you only have a couple of papers you need hole punch, this is your print right here. I was even more intrigued by the print in place design that snaps in place after it's done. What I mean by that is once you're done printing this out, you have to fold the punch arm into place, and then it's good to go. That's just some next level engineering that I could never come up with personally. There's no supports needed, it's compact, you can easily just throw this in your drawer when you don't need it, and it's functional. Like I said, don't use it for a ton of papers, but if you just need a couple couple, this is it. If you search up office prints or desk prints or anything close to it on MakerWorld, you're gonna find hundreds of pen holders. And none of them look quite as good as this one. I'm gonna save myself the embarrassment and not try to say the name of this print, so it's gonna be on your screen right now. I chose this print for multiple reasons. The first one being it just looks amazing. The second one being I really liked the way that the cubbies were made on the inside of this print, so that you could store different pens, or you could store some sticky notes or some scissors. It leaves a lot of flexibility for what you want to store in here while keeping them separate. It's not just one big open container. Lastly, I liked that you could use this print either standing straight up like most pen holders, or you can tilt it on its side so it's a lot easier to see the contents of the pen holder itself. I don't really get how it's possible, but it feels stable both ways. If it's standing straight up, it feels stable. If it's sitting on its side, it feels stable. That's just some next level engineering, kind of like the last print. I wonder if those people know each other. On a similar note, this is the sticky note holder. Kind of like the last print, the design of this print is what really caught my attention. So of course, with any good design print, I gotta pair a good filament with it, and here we have the Starlight Galaxy sticky note holder. Is this a necessity to keep your sticky notes? Of course not. Does it make your sticky notes look just that much better? Yes. So if you're really looking to up your note-taking abilities, this is the print for you. I'm just kidding, it's not gonna change your note-taking abilities whatsoever, it's just gonna change the way you store your sticky notes. Up next, we have the sound diffusion panel. Printed out of this beautiful Sunlu chestnut PLA, this sound diffusion panel will not only look great on your wall, but yes, it'll actually diffuse some sound. No, this is not going to be diffusing sound like some of your professional panels, but it is going to scatter those high frequencies and make them not as noticeable. I totally knew that. I didn't ask ChatGPT, I promise. If I were you, I would look at this print as more of a decoration first, and any sort of sound benefit you get from it is just a bonus. But as far as decorations go, this is a very good decoration, especially if you print a bunch of these things and throw them on your wall. You could even print them in multiple different colors and make kind of like a checkerboard pattern or any pattern you really want. Overall, this is a great and cheap way to elevate that desk experience or that gaming setup experience and just give it more of a fancy, elegant look. And maybe diffuse some sound while it's at it. This is the desk bin trash can. In my eyes, this is the perfect print for us 3D printers out there. Just slide this over your desk, and then when you're taking off supports from those more complicated prints, you can just slide them right on into this trash can, out of the way, good to go, not on the floor. It also has a really nice design on it with that ribbed front. This print will require a pretty accurate measurement of the thickness of your desk. Because there's no screw like some of those other prints, you gotta be precise with this one. Luckily, there are a bunch of different print profiles, anywhere from 25 to 35 millimeters of thickness, which is gonna be your average desk thickness. So if you got an average desk, I'm sure this print will work for you. If you have some type of homemade, big ol' slab piece of wood, maybe this print won't work for you, or all you gotta do is go into the slicer and change the dimensions so that it fits your desk. I do have to warn you though, this print took almost 10 hours to print out. If you didn't know, that's like almost half of an entire day. So this is definitely an investment type print. You are investing your time and your filament in this print. This is the Minimalist clock. After using the clock kit in my last video, I realized that I like making clocks. Only when I have the clock kit, of course. There's no way that I could get in there with those little tiny gears and tweezers and actually be a real watchmaker. But with a clock kit, it's just so easy, and these clocks look so good. What I like specifically about this clock is its unique design where it covers all the other hours except for the hour that it currently is, and that's what rotates. Your minute hand is just your standard run-of-the-mill minute hand, but the hours is just crazy for a clock design. There's no way I can really describe to you what this is doing besides just showing you. You see what I mean? Isn't that cool? This print took less than 3 hours to print out and 3 build plates, but I had no problems with removing the supports, no problems with installing the clock kit itself, no problems with fitting the minute hand onto the clock kit or the hour circle onto the clock kit. Everything just worked exactly as it was supposed to. It's really not a surprise that this print has as many downloads and as many likes as it does. Now that we have a clock, we can keep track of our time. All we need is a calendar to keep track of the day of the week and the month. Because how else could we do that? There's no way we could just look at our phone and it would tell us the day of the week. That would just be crazy. Obviously, we have to print out the Perpetual desk calendar. This print is also nicknamed the Infinity Calendar because it'll work for ever. Unless we collectively decide to add another month to the year, this calendar is always going to work. It's a very simple design. Everything is laid out right in front of you, and then you just move the ring to the according day. I don't think I need to explain it, but if it's Monday, put it on Monday. If it's Tuesday, guess what? pop that thing over on Tuesday and then change the date to the next day. That's it. It could be a part of your routine to symbolize the end of the day. Or you could just leave it on your desk and never change it and get the date wrong all the time. It's really up to you. And that's all I have for you in today's video. I hope you found some things to print out to add to your desk setup and hopefully improve your productivity or maybe distract you from your work. Either way, whichever one you need, I hope you found that in today's video. If you didn't, let me know what I should have included in this video because maybe there'll be a part 2. Or let me know what other types of prints you want to see. We've already got kitchen prints, we've already got car prints, we've already got art prints, and now we have office prints. What types of prints do you want to see next? Let me know in the comments and then subscribe so you don't miss that video. I just had to throw that in there, what can I say? But seriously, let me know your comments in the comments. I really do read every single one, despite what you might think. If you like this video, there's a good chance that you'll like some of my other videos, so you can go check them out right now. The only other thing that I can do is say thank you for watching this video and supporting me and my channel, and also give a big thank you to all of the channel supporters that make this whole thing possible. And then the final thing that I have to say is that I hope you have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you later.